Hello everyone, for today's course we're going to use grasshopper to build the diamond surface or the cube cutting surface facade for fabricating your architecture, or you can either use for everyday product design, etc. Now let's get started. First we're gonna build a great square shape, and we need to, so for the line is 4 units, for the column that's 5 units, so 4 multiply 5. Okay, and we assume the size of each cell is 50 by 50, and the offset distance could be 20. So we set the size of each cell to 20, set number, and give it to the 4 for the x direction, 5 for the y direction. So let us see how it goes. Okay, 4 by 5. Now we need to find the central point of each cell. So go to the surface tool sector, link over here. Now the central point of each cell showed up, and then we need to make the central point move randomly. So what kind of direction you can move randomly along with? So x-axis along y-axis you can move randomly, but from this picture I guess the distance the z-axis, no matter is move up to the z-axis or down along the z-axis, the distance should be equal. So along the z-axis it won't move randomly, and we type move order here. You can find this tool in vector section here. Unit X, unit Y, unit Z, that's all vector unit. And then I just said it will offset about 20 from the central position on x-axis and the y-axis. So yeah, on the y-axis the same. So I give the order random to the x-axis, random as well to the y-axis, and I set up the range is -20 to +20, and I give it to the range. So how much the cell will be? 4 by 5, 20 multiplication 4 by 5. That's the total number central point should move. Okay, now for this S sector, it represents the seed of a random engine. The value of the S value should not the same. It doesn't matter how much it is, but the only requirement for this value is not equal. It can't be equal, otherwise the distance moved along the x-axis and the y-axis will always be equal. That's not what we want. So I just type a random value 3.22. I give it to x-axis, this one, but for the y-axis I give it to a function, make it not different from this one. So just give it this one, square, and give it to the x-axis y-axis. For the z-axis, it should always be equal, so I assume it moves along up the z-axis and down to the z-axis, the distance will be equal, so we give exact 12. Okay, and since the x and y and z value all vector unit, so all the result can be addable. So let's add addition and give it a new data socket, input socket, and add together. Now we can get a new result after we add x and y z vector union. That represents, the result represents the central point move to where and how much it will move in space, in 3-dimensional space. So I give it to the motion and the central point, that means central point. Now, but the problem showed up. So look the first line. The central point moved to everywhere. But this 60 cells, it moved just have one exact position. So what's wrong with it? Now we check the data structure of the central point. So for this one, as you see, it has almost 20 value showed up. See, but for this one, so as the data structure showed up, we make it move together. So even though it has a almost 20 random value result, but in the reality, it's not the 20 points. It just has 4 by 5 points. So that means from the 0 to 4, this data represent the first 0 to 4. That's okay. But for the next one, 0 to 4, it still represents 0 to 4. That remain the same. It doesn't represent the next 5 to 10. So that will cause the problem. And the first row, it will just put all the rest data 5 to the 90 all together. So what are we gonna do? We delete the data panel first. We need to flatten the area data. So set flatten trees here. So we flatten it. Now we get the 20 points which move randomly. Now we need to use the structure for the surface. So we go to the surface and use extrude point. But now the B represents the base, P represents the points. We already got our points, but we don't have the base. The geometry for this data input should be line, but the grade is all square, so we need to deconstruct this structure first. So type deconstructed the verb. Okay, explode. So we explode to the surface, to the edge, that means line, and the point. So what we need is the line. So we link this to here, form the base. But right now, we actually can't just link to the points to this data socket here directly, because if we link here, you will find out all the point linked to all the edge together. They'll make this model look very messy because the data structure is wrong. So we disconnect this for a while first as well. So now we need to look the data structure of those points. So give it a panel here. Now we check the point. Here's a very complete and beautiful 90 data here. But if we check the edge, it's not complete. It can't represent to all the points together at the meantime. So that means we need to flatten this data first. Actually, we need to flatten here. So we click flatten. Since we already flattened here, we don't need to flatten this one. So disconnect and reconnect. Now the data structure 0 to 90, this 0, 90 value. So we try to link again, but still there's some problem. But why? Because this data structure, it has two different groups. It has just one level. So how to make it the same? We need to graft it, this structure. So that's the reverse management for the flatten. It's here, graft. Or you can just click here, graft, that's the same. So we disconnect this first. Disconnect, and graft it. So we link, and we link, and then for this one we link to here. Now the shape will look nice right now, but actually all the points just move up along the z-axis, but the picture we need to achieve, the sum of this cell, the central point, move down along z-axis. So we need to give a function to this 12. So we give a function to this value, and the output result either -12 or +12 or whatever the value will be, just very random result. So we go to the function, give it a function. What's this one? Double click. Okay, so for the y variable, we give it this is 12. We actually can set up a new random command, but I just borrow this one. Since the range is -20 to +20, the chance being negative and being the positive is half and half. So we can set up the function if the x value, x is a random value, bigger than 0, I mean x is positive. So either we will get a result, negative y value, or the positive y value. Oh, sorry, it shouldn't be negative. It should be like that. This function means once the x value is bigger than 0, you will get the positive y value. Otherwise, you will get the negative y value. For these cases, for this model, I already gave the exact distance is 12, so the y value is either positive 12 or negative 12. So type OK. And I give it to the z vector. Now, as you can see, sound of cell, the central point moves down to the z actual randomly. So we can see the data structure here. Yeah, that's either positive 12 or negative 12. Okay, but some student will ask, I don't want 12, what are we going to do? I want it adjustable. So we type again, we just type y and negative y. So you can set up y value by yourself, so it's adjustable. Otherwise it won't, you can't, it's just exact 12. And if you think you want more cells, you adjust here. Adjust here directly. Okay. Now, remove it. We can bake. Get our model now. Bake. Now we close the grasshopper and go to the random mode. So we can give it material. So I first change the background color to a dark gray. And turn off skylight. Okay, to give it material to it. We plastic. Sorry. Give it a plastic material. And the color is purple. Okay. And we assign to object. Press enter, we're done. Okay. And we can even give it a texture. Dot. It's kind of way too big. Scale, we go to small. Now, we get our result. That will be all for today. If you have any question regarding to this video, please leave it on below comment. If you want to know more detail and gain more modeling skills, please come to our website, RhinoArchSchool.com. First link in the description. I will show you how to do this. Open your window and type RhinoArchSchool.com. Get close to look all courses we provide, from beginner to advanced model maker. The first one is unlimited course package. The second one is monthly payment course. They are the same course but just different purchasing method. Learning this course, you will get a step-by-step approach to learn how to model organic architectures, parametric architectures through interesting cases, and the famous architects project includes the Facade Architects Project, Mad Architects Project, Yachinko Architects Project, Shigeru Ben Architects Project, and so much more. Join our professional course and design your own world. Also, if you want to have files or YouTube tutorials, you can get them by becoming our blog members. You can find the link in the description. I would like to thank all of our blog membership supporters. It really helps us create even better and more tutorials. If you like these tutorials and would like to see more tutorials, please click the like button and make sure you subscribe our channel as we publish the new videos 2 times a week. Thanks for watching.